Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Commerce Tutorpedia. In this video, we are going to cover chapter 5 of Statistics for Economics, and the today's topic is measures of central tendency, or we can say that measures of averages. I would like to inform you all that this video is helpful for the students who are in class 11th, PG, UG, and also for the exams like NET JRF and college lecturer. So in this video, we will study the measures of central tendency, which is a numerical method to explain the data in brief. There are three most commonly used averages, that are arithmetic mean, median, mode. And there are also two other which are known as harmonic mean and geometric mean. Oh, I'm sorry for this. It is geometric mean. We can correct this. It is geometric mean. But they are used in special conditions. And I will discuss about them after the completion of these three important averages. Okay. In this video, we are going to cover the arithmetic mean. So, in arithmetic mean, what we do is we sum all the observations given in the questions and we divide it by the number of observation. Okay, so this is how we calculate arithmetic mean. We can represent it as sigma x upon may n. Now the question is how arithmetic mean is calculated. With this, what I want to say is there are two forms of data. Some are ungrouped data and some are grouped data. So what do you mean by ungrouped data? When we have classified the data or organized the data, that is known as the when we have not organized the data or classified the data, then it is known as ungrouped data. But when we have classified it in a proper way, then it is known as the grouped data. Okay, we have learned about quantitative, qualitative and spatial time series. Okay, so that is known as the grouped data. Under the ungrouped data, what we are going to study is two methods. First is the direct method to calculate arithmetic mean, and the second one is the shortcut method. Under grouped data, we are having two series. First one is the discrete series, in which we use the perfect numbers or accurate numbers, and in the continuous series when we use time intervals. Okay, when we use class intervals. Okay, so let's start with the direct method. According to the direct method, what is the formula to calculate arithmetic mean? It is summation of x upon n. Summation of x means sum of all the observations, sum of all observations upon number of observations. In order to understand this, I have taken an example and I will solve it in front of you to make you understand it much better. Okay. So in the example, what we are seeing is there are pocket allowances of 5 students, which is 125, 75, 150, 175, 200. So according to the formula, what we need is sum of x upon n. In this question, if we will sum all the observations, then what is the answer that we are going to get is sum of all the observation is 725. And what are the number of observation? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we will divide it by 5. When we will divide it by 5, then what is the answer that we are going to get? It is 145. Okay. So this is the direct method, and this method is suitable for the data which are small. Okay. So I have also told you about the suitability of this method. Now the second method under ungrouped data is shortcut method. The formula that is required to calculate mean under this method is mean equals to a plus sigma d upon n. Now the question is, what is a, what is d? We know n is the number of observation. Okay, so what is a? A here is assumed mean. And what is d? D is the deviation. Okay, now how do we need to calculate a and d? I will tell you in just a sec. I have used a formula in order to make you understand it much better. Okay, so here in the question we have been given with the weights, okay, and we need to calculate the shortcut method. Okay, so according to shortcut method, what are the things that we need is A plus sigma d upon n. Okay, so what we need first is A. So what is an A? We will assume a number from the observations that have been given. Okay, let's consider these weights as x and we will assume a number. It can be any number. I'm going to select 50 as in my assumed mean. So in the question, what is assumed mean or A? It is 50. Okay. Now how to calculate D? D is calculated when we subtract assumed mean from the given observation. So here x is 20. Let's say it is 20 and what is our assumed mean here? Is 50. So what is the answer? It is minus 30. Okay. We will follow the same procedure with all the other observations. And what are the answers? I'm writing down the straight answers. We will get minus 22, then minus 16, it is 11, minus 11, minus 8, then 50 minus 50 is 0, then it is 3, 4, okay, 50, okay, 9, then 14, 22, 24, 74, 24, then 28 and 29. Okay, so these are the total deviation. I hope this is easy for you guys to understand. Now what is the requirement according to question, according to formula? Let us write down the formula again on this page. Formula is sigma. Okay, the formula for calculating mean is A plus sigma d upon n. Okay, we are having A as 50, but we don't have sigma d. Sigma d means sum of all the d's. Okay, so when we will add all these d or deviation, what is the answer that we get? Okay, minus 30. It is 70. So what is sigma d over here? It is 70. And what are the number of observations? It has been given in the question only. It is 15. So divided by 15. So let's calculate the answer. 50, 70. Okay, when we will take the LCM, it will be okay. So the answer will be 54.67. I hope this question is clear to you guys. So we have calculated direct method and also the shortcut method. Now let's move ahead. We are going to start now the grouped series. When we are having grouped data. So under group data, we are going to have a discrete series or the continuous series. So under discrete series, how we are going to calculate arithmetic mean, we are going to learn that now. So first method to calculate the mean under discrete series is direct method. So the formula under discrete series for direct method is sigma fx upon sigma f. We can solve this question now. Marks secured by 42 students in economics have been given. So marks are this and we have marked it as x, and number of students we have calculated it as, we have marked it as f. So frequency are the number of occurring of an event. Okay, so how many students have secured 15 marks? 8, 24. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now what is the requirement of question? We need sigma fx. Sigma fx means we need to calculate the product of f and x. In the question, if you will see, when we will calculate the product of fx, it is 15 into 8. Okay, calculate it. We will get 120. Same here, 20 into 4, it is 80. 22 into 7 is 154. 23 into 3 is 69. Then 216. 35 into 7 is 245 and 18 into 5 is 90. We need sigma fx, so we need to sum all these fx. So sigma fx is 120, 80. Okay, so the final answer that we are going to get after summation of all these is 974. And we also need summation of f, so we need to add all these frequencies also in order to get the summation f. So when we will calculate it, we will get 10, okay, 15 plus 5. Okay, the answer is 42. Okay, so we need to just put the values in the formula. It is 974 divided by 42. When we will divide 974 by 42, the answer we are going to get is 23.2. So this is the final answer. I hope this is clear. Now let's move ahead. We are going to cover now shortcut method under grouped data and discrete series. So the formula under shortcut method in order to find values or arithmetic mean in discrete series is a plus a is the assumed mean, same as the early assumed mean. Then we are having summation of fd. So first we need to calculate d, and the same is ef, summation of f. So the first thing that we need to calculate according to this is what is the requirement over here. So first thing is we need to calculate a. So I am going to consider 25 as a. Okay, a is always imagined or taken from the number of observations only, from the x only. Okay, so I have taken a as, okay, I am going to write it over here only, 25. So what is the formula to calculate d? We have to subtract a from the observations given under size. Okay, so in the first, how to calculate it? X is 30 and a is 25, so the answer that I am going to get is 5. Same with same procedure, follow the same procedure with all other observations. 25 minus 25 is, okay, sorry, 29. It is 29. Okay, okay, 29 minus 25 is 4, then 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Now we need to calculate fd. Okay, in order to find summation of fd. Fd means we need to product 2 into 5, all the frequencies to the deviations. So 5 into 2 is 10. Same we need to follow with others also. 5 3s are 15, 3 2s are 6, 2, 0, minus 1, minus 8, minus 15 and minus 28. So we need summation of fd, which is minus 3. Okay, now we are going to put the values in the formula in order to get the answer. I hope this is an easy part. So this was the formula. According to it, sigma fd is minus 3 and sigma f. Oh, we have not calculated sigma f, so let's calculate sigma f. 8, 8, 9, 5 and 12. So when we will add all these, we will get 40 as the summation of frequency. We need to divide it by 40. So the final answer that we are going to get here is 24.92. So this is the final answer. So guys, this I think this was pretty easy for you guys. Now the next series is continuous series. Continuous series, we can see that here we are having series class intervals. Okay, so under this series we need to calculate arithmetic mean by first direct method, and the formula to calculate arithmetic mean from direct method under continuous series is sigma fm upon f, where F is the frequency and M is the midpoint. Okay, midpoint of what? Midpoint of the class intervals. It is the midpoint. Okay, so first the requirement is M. So what is the formula to calculate M? What we do is we add upper limits to lower limits and divided by 2. Now what is the upper limit and lower limit? Upper limit of the class intervals. So in the first class interval, we are having 10 as the upper limit and 20 as the lower limit. So when we will add them and divide by 2, what is the answer that we are going to get is? So what is the answer that we are going to get is 15. Then in this 25, in this 35, in this 45. Okay, wait. I have skipped a row. Okay, so it is 15, no, it is 15, 25, 35, 45 and the last one is the 55. Okay, now what is the requirement now? It is FM. So what we need to do is we need to multiply frequencies to midpoints. Now when we will multiply 30 into 50, what we are going to get is 450. Same, let's do the same with the other one also. 800, 525, then we are having 540, then it is 495. Now we need to do the sum of all the products or FM. Then what we are going to get here is 2810, and the other thing that we require here is summation of F also, right? Summation of F. So what is the summation of F in this question? It is 98. It is the summation of F. Let's put the value in the formula. This was the formula. Let me rub it out. I hope you have wrote it down. So the formula is sigma FM, where we are having 2810 as summation of FM and the summation of F is 98. Here the answer that we are going to get is 28.7. So this is the mean under the direct method for the continuous series. Okay, now we are having the shortcut method under continuous series, and the formula that we require to calculate arithmetic mean is A plus sigma FD upon EF. I think you all are aware of all the terms used in this formula. So let's start with the calculation only. So we are having these items as X, or number of observation, and these are the frequencies. Okay, so what is the formula that we need to follow here is we need to first calculate. What is the thing that we need to calculate here first is A, right? So under this method, how we are going to calculate A is from the M. And what was the M? M was the midpoint. So 0 to 1, midpoint is 1. Here 3, here we are having 5, 7 and 9. These are the midpoint. Let us assume 5 as A. So for D, how we are going to calculate D? We are going to subtract assumed from M. So here we are going to get 1 minus 5, which is minus 4. Same with the repeat the same procedure with other midpoints. So 3 minus 5 is minus 2, then 0, 7 minus 5 is 2, and 9 minus 5 is 4. You can see always the sum of D is 0, right? Now we need to calculate FD. FD is 2 into minus 4, which is minus 8. 4 into minus 2, which is minus 8 again. 6 into 0 is 0. 8 ones are 8 to 16 and 10 fours are 40. Now we need to sum all the FD. Okay, and we also need to summation of F. Okay, minus 8, it is minus 16. The answer is 40 over here. Okay, the sum of all these frequencies is 6. 6 plus 6, 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 10 is 30. So let's put the values in the formula. A is 5 plus sigma FD is 40 and sigma F is 30. So let's calculate it. 15 plus 4 upon 3, it is 19 by 3. When we will if we want the answer in the decimal form, well, this is the final answer, but if we want it in decimal form, then we need to divide it by 3. So what we are going to get here is 9 5s are 9 5s are 3 5s are 15. We will have 4 as the remainder, then we'll get this 3 6 are 18. Okay, 3 6 are 18. You will get 1 and 6 3 3s are 9, 6.3 around. Okay, so this is the answer in decimal form. I hope guys this method is also clear to you guys. Now the last one is the most important, in which we need to calculate step deviation. I am taking this as separately for you guys because this method is an important one. So the formula under step deviation method is A plus sigma F D dash. Okay, this is not D, it is D dash upon sigma FD into my C, and here C is the class size. Okay, or we can say class difference, or we can say the common factor. Class size, common factor, you can say anything. Some of the books it has been given I in this place, so there is no difference. These are the difference with the formula only. Okay, so let us take a example. Let us take the runs. This is the example. I am taking runs 5 to 15, 15 to 25, 25 to 35, 35 to 45, 45 to 55. Okay, and the frequencies, let us assume frequencies as 10, 12, 17, then 19, then 22. Okay, now what are the methods, what are the requirement under this method? First we need to have an A, right? And as I told you earlier, in the continuous series we calculate A from M only. M is midpoint. So first we need to calculate M. Midpoint between 5 to 15 is 10. Then we have 20. Then we have 30. Then we have 40. And then we have 50. Let us assume, I am assuming that I am assuming 30 as A. Okay. So according to me, A is 30. Now after this we need to calculate D, which is M minus A. So let us subtract 10 minus 30, minus 20, minus 10, 0, 10 and 20. As I told you earlier, the sum of D is always 0. But now the thing here important is that we need to focus D dash. How we need to calculate a D dash? D dash is when we divide M minus A by C. Now what is the C? Class size, or we can say that it is the difference between the upper limit and the lower limit. Here in the question, what is the upper limit? 5, and in this it is 15. So what is the difference between them is 10. Okay. So what is we need to do is M minus A divided by I or C. So when we will divide minus 20 by 10, we will get minus 2. Same with here, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Now the final thing that we require according to formula is F D dash. So where is the F? Okay, here we are having F. So 10 into 2, what we need to do is 10 into minus 2. What we are going to get is minus 20, then minus 12, 0, 19 and 44. We need to sum all these products. So what we are going to get here is 31. And also we need sigma FD. Okay, sigma FD or sigma F over here, right? So what is the sigma FD? If you will see the D, okay, then okay, I will add a new column over here which is sigma, okay, FD. So if you will see, F is 10 and D is minus 20, so it is minus 200, and 12 into minus 10, it is minus 120. 17 into 0 is 0, 190, and 22 into 20 is 440. So when we will add all these, what we are going to get is 80. Okay, now let's put the value in the formula and get the answer. I know this is pretty long video, but it is what it is. Okay, so A is what we have assumed 30, then sigma FD dash is 31 upon FD is 80 and C was 10, right? So when we will calculate it, what we are going to get is answer will be 33.875. So this is the answer. So yeah, yes guys, this was the last page of my notes. I hope I was able to make you understand it clearer. I will be back with another video with having median and mode as my topic for explanation. I would request you all to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.